This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Clear Lines for Medved Trading platform training session. I'm your host, Kipp Cohen. It is Tuesday, the 15th of January, 2019. And I am here for the next hour to answer your questions and assist you with utilizing the Medved platform and the Clear Lines indicator. If you have a specific question for me, please enter it in the chat box. And all right, looks like I have a question already from Connie. Connie says, good afternoon, Kipp. Glad I could make it again. I wondered if there is a way for you to highlight your arrow or to make it bigger since it looks so small on my computer. Hold on a second. I don't know if... So it's the cursor. Hold on. I don't think I have the ability to do that. But I will do my best to go a little slower so that you don't miss anything. How about that? And if you need me to cover something again or repeat something, please do not hesitate to ask me, okay? Please do not hesitate. I'm here for you guys. And so I want to make sure that if there's any questions or anything about the platform that I can do for you guys, I want to make sure I'm answering them. David says, please walk through how to set up your screen as you use it. Okay, good question. So I tell you what, let's do this. Let's go to what would be one of the preset layouts, okay? In the layout library, if you are just starting up for the first time, you would be taken to the Clear Lines for swing position trading. That would be the preset layout. So a couple things we have to obviously make sure is that we have things set that I'm getting the proper quotes. So there are two different windows that are kind of important at the top. One is where I have my indexes. This upper left window. All right, you can see I have TD Ameritrade set under indexes. It has show index panel. Now, for whatever reasons, it's not showing my actual indexes. I don't know if this is a glitch. Hold on. There they are. I had to switch back and forth. So under select indexes, for some reason, it glitched out. I had to switch back and forth. So I have choices, and the choices are dependent on your broker, which indexes that you show. I typically show the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, which is actually Dow, and then I show the VIX. I don't know why those are on there. Hold on. Okay, for anyone that can't hear me, you may need to log out and log back in. So, under main, I just wanted to make sure, I'm sorry, under indexes, I want to make sure I'm set to my broker, which is I utilize TD Ameritrade for my quotes. You might have Ally Invest, or you might have Ally Invest for MBT, or you might have another broker, but I use TD Ameritrade. This is my index quotes. This is my portfolio quotes. So I don't have anything in this portfolio except for indexes. So it's kind of confusing, but so each portfolio you can actually view indexes. So this is another portfolio right here. All right, and you can see I have TD Ameritrade powering it. I could select show index panel here as well, but then it kind of, I don't want to, then I have to do it, then I have to stretch it down. So you theoretically, you could put them both in one window if you wanted to, but because of space, I have to put them in two different windows. Does that make sense? So I don't use the index panel on this portfolio, but you can add an index panel to any portfolio, okay? Any portfolio can have an index. This portfolio on the left is strictly for indexes. And this portfolio on the right is for my watch list or basket or whatever you want to call it. So the question again was, how do you set it up, your screen as I use it? So I utilize 3 charts on the top row and 3 charts on the bottom row, and they're separated. So one thing you'll notice, see this little blue pin right next to the green light, and each chart has a blue pin. That's symbol linking. So you'll notice all of mine have a blue pin. The reason is that they're all linked together. When I click on Adobe up here, it switches them on all the charts here. If I switch to AMAT, again, it switches it to all of them. If I type on a chart, Facebook, it adds it to all of the charts. That's symbol linking. Okay, so on my, because I'm an active trader, I don't typically intraday look at the long, the mid, or the short-term trend. I've gotten in the habit where I don't look at those anymore. So I'm actually going to close those down. Those are historical charts. All right, because I can always bring one up if I need to see it, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so now you'll see I have currently 5 windows open. So how am I going to do this? So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to stretch it across. I'm going to move this one here and I'm going to stretch it across. I'm going to mute whoever that was. I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to stretch it across. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to actually move it off the screen. You're not going to see it, but it's off on my other window. Okay. And then I'm going to take this one and stretch it across. So now you see 4, but I actually have 5 because I've got one across on another window which you cannot see. So I use a 1 minute and a 3 minute. Okay, and I use same here, 3 and a 1 minute. Now I need one more chart off to the right, which you won't see. So I'm just going to go to main and select new chart. and then I'm going to make it the same as this one. So it's going to just create another 3 minute, and I'm going to push that off to the side. Again, you can't see it, but it's off. It's off to the side of my on my other screen, and those are going to become 15-minute time frames. Okay, because that's what I use. I use a 1, 3, and a 15. Now, there's no reason to have 2 duplicates of each thing. So I'm going to change the symbol linking here from blue to green on the bottom row. The reason I'm doing that is because the bottom row is going to be independent of the top row. So now that if I click one up here, it only changes the top row. It only changes the top row. Let me try something real quick. It's going to be hard for you to see it, but I just need to minimize a few things. Give me a minute. Okay, I am going to try and show you my whole desktop, but it's going to be hard to see. Screen, hold on. Show all screens. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I can just show you. Nope, it won't work if I do application. So I'm going to show you all screens. So it's going to be a little smaller view, but I'm just going to do this temporarily so that you can see that off to the right, I have a couple additional windows. Okay. So technically there are 4 monitors that you're looking at, but only have one and part of a second monitor. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3. I have a 1, 3, 15 that is tied into the upper watch list. Okay, and I have a lower 1, 3, 15. It is independent. So the only way I can view a stock on here is by typing in the symbol. That's the only way you can actually view on this window is by typing a symbol. If I click up here, it's only going to affect the top row. This is what gives me the ability to watch 2 stocks at one time. Now, there's one other thing that I want to open, and that's my account view. And I can do that from the trading account view. It should be open. Okay. So that I can review my trades, and I'm going to set that up here. Okay, let me see if these are about the same size. Actually, that one's a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. So now you'll notice I have, I can actually make it a little bit smaller. Well, we'll leave that so I can have so I can see transactions, positions, and balances. Okay. Yes, Howard, this will be on YouTube. Yes, this will be posted to YouTube. So the next thing I do is I utilize a price chart. So I'm going to select unselect hide. Now you may not have the ability to, you may not have this on your quick access toolbar. If you don't, you have to go to view options and then click here where it says hide primary chart, or you can add it to the quick access toolbar by right clicking on the word hide primary and then select add to quick access toolbar. Your quick access toolbar is either going to be up on this top row, or if you've done what I've done, so yours probably is hiding up here. I don't like it up there. I want it below the ribbon so that it's just on my chart. Now, the other thing that I like is I like to watch in 100 bars so I can see further back in time, intraday. So I'm going to switch these to 100 bars instead of 50. The 15 minute, I'm going to leave at 50, okay, because that's going to give me about 2 days worth of data. I could switch it if I wanted to. It's really small when you go to that on a 15-minute view. The reason I have a 15-minute is because I like to draw Fibonacci, the first 15-minute time frame. Okay, and I need that 15-minute there to be able to draw it. The other things that I utilize for me personally is that I utilize the indicator of daily pivots. So those are pivot points. You may need to select R3, R4, support 3, support 4. If yours doesn't have them set, I make sure it says show line labels and show line prices. You may want to set that as your default. Click it to save as the default, but make sure that everything is checked. If you want your lines thicker, you can increase the thickness. To me, it doesn't matter. So now you can see I've got daily pivots. Now, if I want to put that across, hold on, there's a way. Trying to remember how to do this. I think there's a way to put it on all the charts at once. I got to remember how to do this. Hold on. Templates. Oh, sync frequency indicators. Sync and yeah, that was it. I knew I would find it. Sync indicators. Okay. So now you can see on all my charts that that appears. All right, I'm going to go back, guys. I'm going to switch my view back down to one window so that everybody can see more clearly. I know that was hard to see. Sorry about that, Francis. We were doing that so that people could see the other window. Okay. So I also utilize on my 3-minute only is where I put it, is the indicator of VWAP, which is volume weighted average price. Which is this line. So I'm going to add VWAP. By the way, you can right click on your chart to add indicators as well. Whoops. Okay, so volume weighted average price. And then the other indicator that I use on the 1 minute is the parabolic support and resistance, PSAR. And that's only on those 1 minute time frames. Parabolic. I'm just showing you how I set up my, this is the layout I use throughout the day, okay? Okay, so this is it. This is my layout. So now what I would need to do, once I've created it, I need to save it. So I go to File, Save Layout, and then I need to name it. So technically this is the popper, I could call it my active layout. Okay, whatever I want to call it, but we'll call it my active layout. Okay. So now I've saved it. I've got it as a permanent layout. And that's how you put it in. So there's a couple questions. Okay, first of all, let me talk about Fibonacci, because Carol wanted to know, when you draw a fib on a 15-minute window, does it appear on all associated time frames? So I'm going to move my 15-minute window here, and then I'm going to open it up bigger so you can see it a little more clearly. So the question is, does it show it on all associated times? Not unless there's a setting you have to adjust, and I'm going to show you that. So there, I have under draw, there's fib retracement right here. You can select it there, or I have it on my quick access toolbar. Once I select it, then I can go to the candle of the first 15 minute, and then I can draw it. So you'll notice that it carried across all my charts, okay? That is because I have it set, okay? There is a setting. If you go to the dashboard and click under settings, under chart display, hold on. No, chart general. There's a button right here that yours might be checked under miscellaneous. It says annotations unique per chart. You need to make sure that is unchecked. If that is checked, it's only going to be on the specific chart that you draw your lines or you make any annotation. Fibonacci is an annotation. That needs to be unchecked. Something else you need to do is go to Fibonacci Values under Charts, and you need to add the following values: 2618, 300, 3618, and 423.6. You need to add those values. And I'm going to show you why, if you haven't done this. I'll leave this up for just a minute. Okay, hopefully you've seen that. 2618, 300, 3618, 4236. You need to add under the Fibonacci values. Click OK. So the reason is the first time you go to draw your Fibonacci, and let me remove it. I'm going to clear it, clear all the annotations. There's a couple things you need to go into on your settings. Okay, so let me draw that first 15 minute again. So when you draw your first 15 minute, you might only see this little line up here, this yellow line. You'll have to put your mouse on the line. Hold on. And right click. Okay. That'll open this window. When this window opens, you need to make sure that you check extend right, show line percent, and show line values. I don't know why they don't default this. They need to default this. Then you need to go in and make sure you've selected, once you've added those Fibonacci values, You need to have your 0 checked, your 236, 382, 50%, 618, 786, 100, 127, 14140, 1618, the 200, and then the ones we added, 2618, 300, 3618, and 4236. I would also encourage you to make the lines a little bit thicker. I have mine set to 2, and mine are yellow because that's easier for me to see. And then once you've done all this, make sure you select Set as Default so that it saves it for any time in the future. Hey, Francis, if you need some one-on-one assistance, I don't mind helping you out. I know it's a lot. Okay? I will definitely help you out. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can keep it. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's the great thing is you can either make this simple and just use the red and green lines, or you can add it and muddle it and make it as complicated as you want. So once you've done that and click OK, then you should see the lines. And now I'm going to move this off the chart. Now that I've drawn it on my 15-minute, guess what? It now appears on my 1 and my 3-minute. So interestingly, with Amgen, look what happened. It went up to the 2618 and then reversed. And look, we got a red arrow down. And it came all the way down to look what fib level, the 200, which was also right at the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. I like the VWAP because it gives me potential price target. So this was about $1 move had you been watching it. Now you could have done this without the price charts, the candlesticks. You could have done it with just the lines. Again, personal preference. It's up to you if you want that or not. I'm not going to tell you it's right or wrong either way. I'm going to tell you it's dependent upon what you see and how you trade. But I'm going to tell you this, that using VWAP and pivots and fib levels will definitely help you in your finding price targets and accuracy. And matter of fact, look, R1 was here. So you had a confluence of 3 different levels right below 199. You had R1, you had the 200% fib, and you had VWAP. So this was pretty clear on Amgen when it rolled over that it was high probability it was going to come down to this level. That's why there's an advantage of using it. All right, to make my Fibonacci go away, I can either right-click on the value and click the X, or I can go to the Draw tab and click the eraser, or I've already got one added to my quick access toolbar, so I can just click it there to remove all annotations and it's gone. All right, let me go back up through the questions real quick and make sure I haven't missed anybody. And Donald says something about trade is trading. What? Al? Is all trading was done on the left screen only? No, you can trade from any screen. You can actually you can trade from any screen. So trading, once you've activated it, make sure you're linked to whatever windows you want it linked to. So I have trading on all the screens. What I do typically when I come in the morning and get ready for my day, I enter my trades on the left window and I exit on the right. That's just easier for me personally. So let me, and this is just for, I'm just giving you a how to. I'm going to put 100 shares in. So again, I'm going to click the buy button. Okay, it stages my order once I click that buy button, and then I have to submit the order to the broker. Once I click that check, it sends the order and then fills it. Now I remove the confirmation. You will probably have a confirmation on yours. So now that I'm in the trade, I have my stop set on this window. So then I need to click the sell button. Oh, I need to change, hold on, hit the escape key. I need to change the order down to 100 shares. Okay. So now I need to hit sell, stop, right? So I'm in at 198.91, and I'll put a stop at 198.61. All right. I can move it up and down by grabbing the capsule, or I can double click on the price and I can adjust the price up and down. And then once I click this arrow, it's going to send the order. So now I have my stop. So I have my order entry on the left window and my stop. But you can do both on one window. I could enter and exit. What I have to do, and I'm going to cancel that stop. What I would have to do is I'd have to switch this to stop, click sell here, and then do it from this window. I can do that. It just requires me to do one additional step to switch the order type. But to be quick in the morning, and it creates that makes it easier for me personally. I enter on one window and I put my stop on the other window. Again, it's personal preference, whatever works best for you. But you don't even have to trade from there. You can go to create a trade ticket and you can trade from here. You can buy and sell from a trade ticket if you want to. Or I can do this. I can cancel that. I can right click here. I can go sell. That'll set my order on the chart. Or again, I can go to trading, click new trade ticket, select order type, stop market, select price. 198, whoops, 61, good to cancel, sell, and now I have a pending order, and you can actually see it now appearing on the chart. So there are multiple ways to enter in orders, which is phenomenal. It's really great. Or you can do it directly through the broker if you feel like it, your broker. How do you bring up a window to add a symbol? So just to add a symbol on a chart, you just put your mouse on the chart, left click, and then type. Type on the chart. That's all you have to do. So if I want to bring up Facebook, I just type in FB and hit enter on my keyboard, and then it brings up the symbol. So you can either you can do it by typing on the chart. I don't know if you can do it from right click, but yeah, just by clicking on the chart, or I can add it to my watch list. So let's do this. Let's go to edit portfolios. It's the little icon that looks like a pad of paper with a pencil. If I click on that, that's going to open a window. So then I pick which portfolio I want to use. So I'm going to go to my popper dropper list. And then anywhere on this page, I can start typing. So space, and then I'm going to type GE, okay? I'm going to click OK. So I need to bring that portfolio up. So I'm going to go to my drop down. Now I added this drop down. I added this drop down right here to the ribbon, and I did that by going to show hide ribbon, main, right here where it says portfolio. I right click and I added that to the quick access toolbar. That is one of the ones that I like to have. If it's good if you switch between portfolios. Okay. So I typically usually stay on one portfolio, but so now here's all the stocks, and at the bottom of the list, look what I added, GE. You can also move them around by grabbing it and holding it with your mouse, and you can change it, or you can right click and I can cut it to delete it if I want it off the list. What did you call your volume indicator? Oh, VWAP, Victor Whiskey Alpha Papa VWAP, which is volume weighted average price. So again, under indicators, you go down, it's this one, VWAP, volume weighted average price. So the other thing that's great about chart trading is if I need to move my stop up or down, I can just grab the capsule and I can slide it if I want to move my stop up or down. So if I don't like what's going on and I want to get out, I can move it up a little bit further, and then I just have to click the M to modify the order. Or if I'm just want to get out, I go and I hit this button, Flatten Trade, and that will exit immediately. Where is it on the chart? Oh, it's this value right here, this line. It's on my 3-minute chart. It's this line. It's harder to see on a 1-minute, so I put it on my 3-minute. Or this chart. I mean, you could switch it. It could be a 5-minute. It's on this side, though. No, I have volume. Volume is still underneath. Okay. So here, let me show you. On this chart, I have volume, clear lines, pivot points, and then volume weighted average price. It's strictly a line. That's all it is. Volume weighted average price. It's a line that tells you where that value is located. It is think of it as a type of moving average, but it's volume based, volume and price. So it is a level that stocks have a tendency to gravitate towards intraday. And you can see where, like on Facebook, throughout the day, and I'm going to stretch this, whoops. I'm going to, let me stretch, let me do it this way. I'm going to make this one big window. And I'm going to go to period current day, so you see the entire day, okay? This is all of today. So you'll notice how many times it came through it. It came through it here, went back up through it here, came through it here. You know, these are the instances where you see it, like right here where it started rolling down, and look where it bounced off of. It hit it twice and bounced. Okay, and then again, if you got short up here and then it came through it and then it broke it, you could have stayed short as it broke through it. Think of it as just a point of reference to see where price might be going to, right? It's not the end all be all, but I'm telling you, there's so many times in the day where they come to it. Here's another great example. If you were looking to short Netflix earlier in the day and you got short off of one of these tops, guess what? Especially this one, it went right through it. You had a target. Didn't get there this first time, but it got there the second time. Or let's find another stock. X has been below it all day. It hasn't even gone back above it. It's been below it. Francis says, I've been successful using it since you and Lindsay told us about it. The visual, the volume weighted average price. Yeah, it's an awesome indicator. I love it. I didn't know about it until it's actually his son, Kevin, is the one that introduced me to it. Hey, Bruce, it's okay. I don't mind showing you again. We did it earlier, but I'll show you again. If you want to add pivots, and if you want it on all your charts, here's the easiest way. Pick one chart you want to put it on. Go to main, go to indicators. Okay. Go down to where it has pivot points. Click it so that it arrows over to this side. Now the next thing you want to do is just double click on it, on where it says pivot point. Okay, and make sure that you've got resistance 3 and 4 and support 3 and 4 checked. If you want to change colors, you can, or if you want to thicken the lines, you can. That's up to you. You know, if you want them a little bit thicker, you can do that. Select one. Okay. And make sure it's set for daily pivots. Set as default. You want to make sure you select that and then click OK. So what that's going to do is it's going to put it on that one chart only. If you want all your indicators on all the charts, then you're going to go to templates and you're going to go sync open charts and then sync indicators. Now, it's going to sync all your indicators, but it'll sync them across all your charts. Okay. I'm not going to do that because I have certain indicators for certain charts. If you don't want to do it that way, you just have to go to each chart and then add it to whatever chart you want to put it on. So again, you'll go here and then you'll go to pivot points and you'll select it. And each chart you want to add it to. So you can either do it individually or do it as a group. And then once you have your layout the way you want it, make sure you save it. And that's up here, File, Save Layout. If it's something new, you need to rename it. I call this my active layout. So I'm replacing it. So our Amgen trade's starting to work. So if I want to move my stop to break even, this is the great thing. All I have to do is slide it up to break even. And once I've moved it to where I want it, I need to make sure I click the M to send the modified order. So now I have a stop at break even. The other thing I could do if I don't want to use a manual stop is I could do a bracket order if your broker permits it. So I have bracket right here. I select bracket, and there's going to be two pieces to the bracket. There's going to be an upper piece. So and I need to push sell. So we're going to sell, let's say at 199.50, and we're going to put our stop at break even, 198.91. So I've got two sides to that trade. If I double click on the price value, you're going to see, hold on a second. Oh, well, that's easier for you to see. If I double click on that, you're going to see a high value and a low value. That's the upper and the lower. And then once you've got it selected, then click the check box to make sure you commit the order. So now I've committed a bracket. So I'm wrapping the trade. I've got orders on both sides to lock in profit and to protect myself on the bottom. If I'm ready to start moving my stop up as it moves into profit, I can actually slide the bottom end of it up and modify the bottom end of the order. So now I'm locking in some of my profit. So you can tighten and open the bracket, which is amazing. And you can do it with a simple just sliding up and down on the line. I love that feature. I need to use it more, actually. Diana's like, this is sick. I know, isn't it? It's so awesome. Guys, I know there's a learning curve, and that's why I'm going to continue to do these sessions. This week, I wanted to do 4 sessions. I'll probably go to start doing 2 a week, probably Tuesdays and Thursdays or something like that. But I'm going to start doing it every week. I'm going to have a couple hour-long sessions that will be available to, because we have some of you that strictly subscribe to Clearlines and don't have the webinar, because we're using this all day in the webinar, so you see us in there. But those that don't have that, want to make sure you have access to this. But yeah, it is quite the amazing trading tool. If you have, so my broker does offer trailing stops, so I can use that if I want to. I just don't like trailing stops, but you could do a trailing stop as well. If you put your mouse over the order types and right click, you'll see what order types are available from your broker. And each broker has different order types. So notice that Amgen is moving higher, so we're going to move up the lower end. So we've protected almost 20 cents now, and I need to modify the order. So what we're doing is we're kind of wrapping around the price. The yellow is the price, 199.22. That's the last price. When you modify the trade, do you pay an additional trade fee? No, you only pay when the trade goes through. You don't pay for modifying orders. You shouldn't be. So again, we're continuing to move higher. So if I want to protect a little more profit, I can go up a little bit further. So we're kind of manually trailing it at this point. And then you don't see it, but in my account view, oh, it just came down and hit it. Just took me out. So I'm going to bring this over to the other window. You can see now from the account view, and you can see the transactions. And you can see the position. So we made $20 on Amgen on our 100 share trade. So it's pretty cool. I am happier than you can imagine with the Medved. It's such a great platform. And let me minimize that back down. What else can I show you guys? What else would you like to see? Got about 10 more minutes. Oh, so here's a good one. Here's Apple. Let's do this we don't really have enough time to trade, but let's fib it and let's go through the steps. So I'm going to fib my first 15-minute time frame. Whoops, I did it the wrong way. All right. So here again, here's interesting. So here's our 1 minute and our 3 minute. And look at this, pretty toppy. And we're at the 200 fib level, right? So if I wanted to short, let's just do 100 shares, sell. Oh, hold on, I got the wrong order type. Market, sell, boom. Now we're in the trade, we're short. Now I need to set my stop, so I need to go over to this window, buy. Let's put a stop above the high. Oops, we're only 100 shares. There's our stop. So let's say we had more time in the day, because I don't think feasible, but if we had more time in the day, I would be looking at a potential target of right down here on Apple, because we have a confluence of the 14140 Fibonacci level, which is the institutional fib level, and that's where our volume weighted average price is, 152.29. I'm almost exact. So when I'm assessing risk to reward, okay, hold on 1 second. There you go. When I'm assessing risk to reward, I needed to add to this window. This will help me determine, is this a good risk to reward trade? If I feel like my stop has to go above the high of the day to put me out of harm's way, okay? So in this instance, I'm risking basically 31 cents, okay? I better be able to make more than 31 cents, right? My risk to reward better be 1 to 1.5 or better. So what's my potential profit target based on what I see in the charts? Well, at minimum, I think it's going to go to here, 152.60. So that is almost 70 cents. So that's double. That's 1 to 2 risk to reward. All right, that's good. If it gets down here, that's an added bonus, because now that's 70, almost 80 cents. 80, and I'm risking 30. So it's a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward. Either way I look at this, this is a good risk to reward trade. Now, what do we have going against us? Obviously, market closes. I mean, we wouldn't normally do this because the market's closing in 5 minutes. And the markets are up today. That's what we got going against us. And what's the trend of the stock today? The trend of the stock is up. I mean, it's been trending up most of the day. Here, let me go to current day so you can see. So here's the whole day. The trend of the day is up. And don't forget, I can draw trend lines on here as well. Whoops. I did not want to do that. But I can draw trend lines. The trend of the stock is up today, right? The trend of the stock has been up. But look at this big channel. We're on the downward slope of the channel. So there was something else I wanted to show. What was I going to show you guys? Oh, would you type out the values you're using on the fib lines? Which values do we use? We have 0. Hold on. I'll show it again and then I'll type it. Oh, it won't stay up there. 0. Oh, I can. No. 236, 382, 23.6, 38.2, 50, 61.8, 78.6, 100, 127.2, 141.40. Oh, I have them written down. 141.40, 161.8, 200, 261.8, 300, 361.8, and 423.6. Okay, those are all the fib levels that we utilize. All right, so actually we're up a dime. So if I just want to close this position right now, I need to get out because the market's about to close. Guess what? Flatten position. Confirm, yes. Boom. Gets out, cancels the stop, and I'm out of the trade. That's when you use that when you have the oh crap moment and you need to get out of a stock right away. If I want to get rid of all my annotations, just click the eraser and then they're gone and I have a clean screen again. Please review how to use scanner on NASDAQ 100 to give alert on locked in red or green arrow. Hey, Alan, do you mind if we? I'll do that now. That's fine. So one of the cool things that the software does is it has this amazing paint bar scanner in it. Okay. So I've created one called Clear Lines Arrow. And it's basically, and actually I'm going to change it to where it's one candle ago because there's a reason for that. Because so that I know it's locked in. Okay. So I'm going to save that. So if you want to create this rule, you'll have to copy the screen, but you basically have to name it Clear Lines Arrow and short name it Clear Lines Arrow, and then it's if, and you have to go to the drop down Clear Lines Arrow, one candle ago, and then you need to select arrow, and it's the icon that's a question mark equals 0, because that's either up or down. Then it has to be selected arrow, type arrow, set to shape, and then you pick which shape you want, alert, arrow, scan result. All those things, it has to look just like this, okay? Once you've done all that, Alan, you've created the scan. You should be able to take a screenshot of this window, I think. Does the GoToMeeting allow you to do that? Does it allow you to take a picture? If it'll allow you to do that, you can copy this. Okay. Okay, so once I've created the paint bar scan, then I'm going to close this and close this. So now I go to my portfolio. I'm going to click open a portfolio. And you asked about the NASDAQ 100. So I have a portfolio of the NASDAQ 100. I have to change the view though. I need to change it to I need to select View Standard Grid, okay? It needs to be in the standard grid view. If you want the stocks, I will copy them and paste them into the window here so you can build your own NASDAQ 100 list. I think those are the most current NASDAQ 100. I could be wrong, but I think they're pretty current. But you can copy and paste that in, create your own NASDAQ 100. Okay, so now under where it says scanner, I check or hit the tab that says scanner. Actually, I'm going to double click it so it stays open. Unfortunately, the market's closed now, but so I go to the drop down and I select clear lines arrow because that's the paint bar scan that I created. Now I can select what time frame I want to run it on. So if I want to wait till I get a fresh cross on a 5 minute, and it's going to be one 5 minute back. So I'll know it's locked in. Okay. 5 minute time frame, intraday 5 minute. Then I start the scan. And what it's going to do is it's going to go through everything in that list and it's going to show me what stocks meet that criteria. If the market was open, it would be updating like live. So at the end of the day, these stocks had a fresh cross on the 5 minute. Let me go to a 5 minute. Right at the end of the day, one box. Okay, so here, let me blow this up so you can see. Right at the end of the day, there was a fresh cross on the 5 minute, a fresh red arrow. Let's see the other one. C-Trip had an up arrow on the 5 minute. INCY had a down arrow on the 5 minute. Micron had a red arrow on the 5 minute. And Tesla had a red arrow on the 5 minute. So live, like during the day, you can just be watching for fresh crosses to appear on whatever time frame. Now, if I want to change the interval, I click stop. And if I want to go to a 10 minute, then I can hit scan and it'll show me all the stocks that got a fresh 10 minute. Activision. That's 3 ago. There you go. CTXS. Dollar Tree. Oh, that doesn't have one. That's weird. The line's crossed, but why is there not an arrow? Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong time frame. Hello. Duh. It helps if I'm looking at the wrong. Let's check that again. ATVI. There you go. Up arrow on the 10. I was looking at the wrong time frame. EA. Arrow on the 10. Whoops. MAR. That doesn't have one. Fox. Arrow on the 10. Something's happening. They're like, oh, because of after hours data, probably. Fox. Fresh 10. Anyway, very cool that you can do this. Create these scans. Oh, here's the thing I was going to show you earlier. I knew I was going to show you. So, so let's say we were looking at Apple, okay? let's say we're looking at Apple and I'm like, well, what is the trend of Apple? I don't have a long, mid, or short. I just have minutes here. So I can right click on the chart and I can select historical chart for Apple. And then you'll see at the top which chart you're on. This is the weekly. So I can go to a daily. The day, the week, and the month. So I can get a quick view of the overall trend. And if I want to look back further in time, I can go to 100 interval. Or if I want to go back further in time, I can go to 200 bars. So again, this is the great thing about the Medved system with the clear lines is I can go back. I mean, this is what, 17 years. Couldn't do that with WiseTrade. I can see the 17-year trend of Apple. Or I can scroll right here and I can scroll backwards. And I can go all the way back to 93. That's pretty awesome. Not that there's really any major need to do that, but if you wanted to, you could. Pretty big reversal there on Apple. And then I could just close it down when I'm done. All right, any other questions, guys? We've kind of gone over a little bit here, but I just wanted to see if anybody have any other questions. Nope. All right, guys, again, this is recorded. I will be posting this up to the equity-alerts.com YouTube page. You can get to our YouTube page by going to our website and clicking up at the top where it says YouTube. And that'll take you to our page. And it'll probably take me about 20 or 30 minutes to get it posted. But I will have it posted up here. It'll have today's date. And again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you are not currently subscribing to Clear Lines and you would like to get started, you can sign up at equity-alerts.com. Go to join today, or you can click on the Clear Lines tab to sign up for either just the Clear Lines or for the combination of the Clear Lines and Alerts. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to email me. My email address is kip@equity-alerts.com. Any questions, just drop me a line. And again, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I will be back doing this training session again tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.